Captain of the vessel, I'm the one that's got a seal. My energy can't move like I got shackles on my feet. Yes, I heard the news, they speaking on me, I can't hear it. Don't get it confused, you cannot choose who gon' be chill. Stay up in my lane, doing cuts out on the main. The deal is the same, up in pipes and snatching chains. Life is not a game, it could be worse, I can't complain. Feel like Peter Parker, the way I love Mary Jane. I'll drive her insane, she be asking me to change. I'm the captain of the vessel, girl, just let me land the plane. Talking shit, she wanna tussle, and I swear that shit so lame. She be tryna test my muscles, so I make her take my name. No, I'm never breaking frame, would you please let me explain? Them hoes only be around you when they got something to gain. You was lost, but then I found you, but that couldn't fix your pain. You can't see the good about you, now you crying in the rain. Captain of the vessel, I'm the one that's gotta steer it. My energy can't move, I got shackles on my spirit. Yes, I heard the news, they speaking on me, I can hear it. Don't get it confused, you cannot choose who's gonna be cheering. Stay up in my lane, through the cuts, not on the main. There is stain, up in parks and snatch a chain. Life is not a game, it could be worse, I can't complain. Feel like Peter Parker, but we all on Mary Jane. Bro, I love this song. Hey, folks been crazy on this bitch. Shout out the intro, man. Shout out the intro. How y'all doing today? Life a man you been, you find 99 eternal, you gon' end where I began. Straight through your skin. No, those things do not concern me, cause I do not play pretend. Bitch, I'm not like Rachel. We don't do no basic. If you don't play sick. Keep quiet, don't say shit. Bitch, I bought no fragrance. Now she like my fragrance. I sat on the pavement. And she said Jason. That man have amazing. I kiss shit like Jason. No, they slow like K-Man. We fly like ravens. Man, this bitch who bust and feel like the fuck on caving. You know we was searching and now we finally caving. Captain of the vessel, I'm the one that's got a steer. My energy can't move like I got shackles on my spirit. Yes, I heard the news. Jay done streaming? I can't hear it. Don't get it confused, you cannot choose who be chill. Stay up in my lane, doing cuts out on the main. Up if I just start to turn. Life is not a game, it could be worse, I can't complain. Feel like Peter Parker, but we all are Mary Jane. Bro, Bo said, "Chop that bitch." That is a swaggy ass song. Boy, cap with you. That bitch swaggy as fuck. That shit put me in my bag every time. I ain't gonna lie to you. Put me right in the biggle. You feel me? Right in the biggle bag. You feel me? They ain't cap with you. So how you coming today, Kleps? You good? Oh wow, Tech is cooking me right now. All right. All right. So for this stream, it's essentially we're gonna read some of the comics from TikTok posts because I asked people what their ordeal hot takes are. And then I'll probably look at some of the comments from the video, see if I can get some of the people consensus if it's good or not. How do you feel
What do you think about the video itself, Clips? And it was Sweat Fest. Just glad they almost over. Hey, man. So before we get started, I have to test my brother's game. He made a reactionary card game. He wants me to try testing it out. So our pre-stream for this stream is gonna be me playing that card game. And it reminds me of Magic the Gathering. I love the way that they created the cards and how they look. I gave him initially my points of what I think they could do to improve the game so far, but I want to go back in and play the game a little bit more. The game is like 1 gigabyte in regards to its size, and it's a really amazing game so far. I don't really play too many card games, so Kleps, I know you play like the Ordeal version of the card game, and I know you play Yu-Gi-Oh. So at that point, you may have a little bit more insight into card games and what people like. But hey, man, at least at the very least, I'm glad your day's almost over. At least your day's almost over, family. I cannot wait for tomorrow. You have no idea. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play bro game first. And then after that, we're gonna get into like the hot takes. Now, I do want y'all to know, Tech may cook me when I'm playing this game. It's called Air Battles, Heritage Academy. And so Heritage Academy is essentially this huge world that my brother is writing his story based in. They created the world, they created the different races, they created everything, ecological differences, power system, monetary system, judicial system. Like, it's a really thought out world that they're bringing to life. As I said earlier, it was like the highest degree of editing and animation thus far, and alongside that, the talking points between you and Jay as standard made sense. Okay, so you think me and Jay play off of each other well? Hold on, I'm about to pull up chat on my phone. Heritage Academy. Okay. All right, are y'all able to see it? Hold on. Okay, one thing I could say, they menu music, amazing. Menu music is amazing. Hold on. Let me let him know that I'm playing it now. Oh, yeah, this shit hot. Uh, yeah, they built this from the ground up. This shit looks amazing. I do gotta fix how everything is offset though. I gotta share the link. All right, so yeah, we're probably gonna do like 1 or 2 duels. This, that's why I'm doing that. Stretch the screen. There we go. All right, we should have it stretch the screen now. This looks clean. All right, so I got you on my phone. So I haven't beat arcade mode. Arcade mode is a different type of beast. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I don't know how to use Yasuo's deck. So we're gonna go with who I play with, Serena. Oh, is that Serena? Yep, it's Serena's deck. All right. Now, one thing that they know they have to fix that I let them know that you have to manually start the music when it ends when you're in the match. And so this is kind of like a reactionary battle, like how I be doing the gifts, knocking niggas out, and niggas weave. This is like that. So you have willpower, which is what you need to use your cards. You have the distance. Some characters are stronger closer. Some characters are stronger further away. So you have the distance. Right now, we're starting at neutral, which is mid distance. So if I want to move further away, I can move further away. She has mid to long range. Okay. Okay, so it's a reactionary hit. So I use bound. Allow it at okay, applies bound, so he shouldn't be able to move, right? No chain. So what did Oliver use? Your next 2 cycle, this nigga got more wheel. I fucking hate this nigga, bro. I really hate Oliver, bro. Okay, right seal, left seal, empty, no status ailment. Fuck, I'm silenced. Now after that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pass our turn. Okay, I only got 4 wheel. We're gonna pass our. We're gonna pass our turn and take the hit. Now what I really need. Okay, how am I still silenced if I did the cleanse? Okay, it took the silence off. Now we're in another reactionary battle, and I don't have any like evade cards or any defend cards right now. Okay, so we're gonna do the contract. Granted, I did the wrong thing. It's a recoil, equal class, long range. All right. So I have a quick dodge. So we're gonna use this to pass our turn. And if he tries to attack me, I'm gonna activate quick dodge. That way, yeah, it uses 3 willpower. I'm at 9 now, so it puts me back at 6. So what is this card? Oliver's overextension means that the target is distorted. Deal 4 base damage plus 1 while distorted as a finisher. It ends in an active chain after resolution. No move, finisher, hit stun, apply. So I'm hit stun. All right, we're gonna bind him. Now I be dodging. Okay, no bind, but he did 3 damage. Okay, we're gonna dodge that noise palm. Okay, so now he's up close, and I don't have a teleportation card. So I'm gonna move further away, activate the hound. I have 6 wheel left. Okay, so we're not getting the card that I need. We're gonna move even further away, and then do I have enough to start a chain? Okay, we're gonna start the chain anyway. That way, because when you do a chain in this game, it gives you an actual +2 wheel. And then, can I chain anything? No, I can't chain right now. So I'll just take the +2 wheel, and he's gonna get 3 wheel next turn. So I still don't have enough willpower, so we're gonna stack more willpower. I'm looking for this one card. It allows me to be able to tank 20 damage. Yep, bingo. Here go my baby right here. Temporal bubble allows me to tank 20 damage, and then as long as I have this void orb card, and I hit him with it before I get to 20, they take the 20 damage instead of me taking the 20 damage. So it's like a double-edged sword card. Now we're gonna chain that card with Graveyard Eclipse, which is why we've been stacking that willpower at this point. Then we're gonna use Noid's Hound of Hell. After that, we're gonna pass our turn. Now he's at 16 health. I'm at 21 health now. Then I also have the temporal bubble to distort any damage that's gonna be sent towards me. Okay, so I have tactical retreat now. So even if I go up close, I'll move a tad bit closer. Now we have 4 willpower, which means I'm just gonna pass my turn. Yo, Pietro, it's popping. All right, right now I'm playing my homie's game that he made. He wants me to critique his game, tell him things I like, tell him things I don't like. So essentially, I am his game tester. You feel me? Before alpha, before beta. You feel me? So I'm his game tester. The game is actually out right now, and it's a free game. You have the option to donate to it rather than flat out pay for it, which is fire. But it's a free game. So I'm gonna need 10 willpower in order for me to use this air seal. And this seal essentially gives me the card that I need. Hold on, I'll let y'all. Oops. See if I can oh, I gotta hit expect the card. So I love how like they have the little card designs and it's moving. I gave him my opinion on that already about it. Essentially, like when you activate stronger cards that require higher willpower, it needs to be a card effect that happens on either side. So like for example, the air of the right seal, I should see this circle as the background. You feel me? And then we have like certain effects or like level 9 willpower costing cards, it should essentially affect the entirety of the field. You feel me? So that way it shows like, oh yeah, this is their forbidden art, their strongest card. You feel me? Like little small things like that. But I see that he actually fixed the music because the music right now is still continuing to play the track list by itself. I have to continue to press play. Fire. This is essentially like the prelude to the ordeal stream, but I want to make sure I give my homie my critiques before I go out of town. All right. So what is this? Prevent spells. Oh, bro, I'll take the little hit. I'm still looking for this one card, so we can still got stack willpower right now. All right, we at 8 right now, so that means next turn we should. Whoa, what the hell? All right, this is gonna stop his damage. And then what I'm gonna do, surrender signature, prediction, punish, avoid finisher from prepared range. Okay, that's fire. That's fire. Doing great work. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm doing great work. You seen the video, King? Petro, you seen the video? So this is not an attack. No, it is an attack card. It's like a counter card though. Okay, so we're gonna pass this turn because we need that willpower. Okay, first for things first, I'm still not at the amount I need. So I need to keep stacking will. Oh boy, we about to burst. Burst is basically when they start a chain, you can break the chain. You and Jay fire. Oh yeah. I think me and bro really play off each other well when it comes to content. Cause granted, I'm always talking to broski anyway. So we're gonna activate the seal, and we need a darkness card, so a shadow card basically. And we're gonna activate double time. Okay, hold on. Okay, right now, an interested gesture. Yeah, I can't really react to anything right now. Do I still have that temporal bubble on? Okay, so I don't have temporal bubble on anymore. What is it at? Like is it gravity orb? Light his stun, bound, distorted. And 12 out of 20. Shit, my temporal bubble about to burst. And if that temporal bubble burst, I lose. I need that card, bro. And I'm still bound. And then I got hit with a mini sun. +5 for the temporal bubble. This nigga just checkmated me. Cause I do. He won. He won. He fucking won, bruh. I did the setup wrong, right? It was like the moment I had the void orb card I needed, so I had to get close, hit him with the void orb, so that way it doesn't. Then I was gonna use tactical retreat. So when he hits me, I was gonna lose. I was gonna win. No, this nigga bound me. I couldn't move. He silenced me. I couldn't use spells. And I didn't have no guard, bro. No, I need that. I need that back. I need that back. I'm sorry, y'all. I need that back, bro. I need that back, bro. I need that back, bro. This is crazy. Bro, they cooked me, bro. Always happy to see y'all uploading. You both keep finding ways to improve. Proud of y'all. Got me pricing a setup. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? It's all about time and what you're trying to put into it. You feel me? Yeah, you better do that basic guard, fuck nigga. Alright, we gonna use soul burn. And now I should get an additional 2 will each turn. So Nexus. So if y'all don't know, this is Vice Commander Nexus game. So Nexus, I see y'all fixed the track list. I don't have to keep playing press and play when I'm in arcade mode when it ends. So appreciate you. Very reactive with the jump for definitely appreciate you. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Okay, it's a reaction. It's fine. Yeah, tactical retreat is not gonna help you, Yasu. But that is. Where is my willpower at, bruv? Game, we breaking that. You're not about to combo me, gang. Time for the counter. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? Counter! You gotta be bound though, gang. I'm not gonna cap with you. Ren, fuck you. You gotta be bound. You have to be bound, bro. Yasu hit me with that last thing and made my temporal bubble burst. Oh my nigga, that's crazy, bro. Fuck. Hold on. Boop. Reactionary card. Gotta love quick dodge. I need temporal bubble. There we go. We have passed this turn. We got temporal bubble now. Now we just gonna be passing our turn. And now all we need is the orb. If we get the orb, we lit. We don't care about that, gang. Go ahead. Take the health. Stack up that temporal bubble for me, King. Stack up that temporal bubble for me, King. We're gonna stack willpower more. Next turn I should get 3. And then I pass the rest. Yeah, gang. We gonna use that, nigga. See, like this should have been that card itself, that little effect right there. That would have been raw if it was the graveyard eclipse card. And we see the card actually start like moving, and then the little orb for the card starts coming down. Cinema. I ain't gonna lie. This thing only got 2 cards, boy. Oh, it's a mid move. It's a mid to long range move. Okay. Counter your dumb ass. Fuck what you talking about? So now what we got? Move further. What we get right now? 21 health. I have 12 on the temporal bubble. I'm gonna have to use that quick dodge. And I don't have any eye for me to be able to force myself to get that void orb. I gotta do it by the luck of the draw, G. Or they got this pot of greed. Y'all, hold on. They got pot of greed on here. Draw 2 cards, then discard 1 random card. This pot of greed, gang. Or similar to pot of greed, gang. I'm fucking with this game. Next, y'all did y'all thing. Y'all did y'all thing. Next, if you want, you can drop the link to the game in chat. Hey, Clips, I think you'll like this game. You play card games, bro. Okay, we're gonna use that. We got 1 more wheel. Ooh, my bubble about to break again. And I'm gonna lose. Oh, boy. Oh. And I'm close up, nigga. Void orb. I win automatically, nigga. I'm not gonna lie to you. He got hit with the void orb. We don't give a fuck about your art, gang. I hit you with the void orb, gang. We don't give a fuck about that end reaction, gang. Arcane overdrive. Nigga, what? Nigga, what? What the fuck? This nigga just cheated, gang. This nigga just cheated me, gang. I demand set. I need my rerun, G. No, I'm sorry. We supposed to talk about ordeal, G. These niggas got me fucked up, G. I gotta win one, G. Once I win one, we could talk about what? How the fuck do you got a card up here already? Rand signature range shift into attack that pulls fight into a close and lift change. It will, but it was 3 draw 1. Nigga buying your dumb ass. We not doing that. You doing nothing else. We not doing it. This your mother's kind of. Hey, tell my Dukes. It's free. All son got to do is install it on her computer. Let me see. Yeah, we just gonna spell counter you, gang. Counter reduce the strike by 4. It fully prevent it, interrupt the remaining barrage and steal the advantage. Okay. So now that I stole the advantage. Pop arcane. Damn, they gave me goaded cards with no willpower. And so I should be in close range. So we're gonna move back to the mid range. Wait, hold on, wait a minute, nigga. The music stopped. Now with this, I could use Dark Veil. And then that should allow me to counter her because it goes up to 3. The strength is 2, which means I'll be able to counter her. Do I have any status ailments on me? No Yep, no status ailments. Okay. So we're gonna use willpower to give ourselves +3 willpower in 1 turn, which would allow me to have what, about 5, 6. What is this? Reinforce the close next run attack gauge +2 damage. Do I have? Okay, so I don't have any statuses. That'll just be a waste. Now this close, she's good up close, so I gotta go back to the long range. So I'm gonna use tactical retreat, so I don't gotta be in mid. I'll still be in her thing. Link too long, damn. That's crazy. Apply bound. right and left. Okay, I got void orb now, so all I need is temporal bubble. I must be up close. She's steady pulling me in close, bro. And I can't move further. I'm bound. I got 5 health, gang. 5. 5 health. 3. She won. She won. Like, they did not make this game easy, gang. And then arcade mode, so green, you don't even get health back. No, you get health back. You get 8 health back. 8 out of 30 is crazy. They start beating my ass. So it's already hard. So you gotta, nigga, you gotta really have the harder cards on this game. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's no real win all strategy for this game. Next, send me the link. Let me see what I can do. Send it to me on Discord. Oh yeah, Yappers. All right, they definitely got the menu music is doing its job. It's making you hyped to play the game. So we're gonna change from Serena. We're gonna try someone else out. Did you send it to me yet? Nope. Sky Splitter. Sky Cutter. Nigga, not what? Already, my nigga. First turn. You got a forbidden art. Really, nigga? First turn? For start the chain. Bro, hit him with the air slice to lift him in the air. Then I can use Sky Cutter. Fire. Fire. Nice little combo. Then I end the chain and then I get +2. Ooh. Trap Blood Harvest. Fuck. Temporal Bubble. We gotta break that shit as quickly as possible. Spin blood on Crimson Rush. Crimson Push, of course. I don't even know what it does. Ooh. How much is he's at 4? I'm distorted. Oh yeah, doing it again. I don't like that. And I'm stunned now. Inbound. What is these cards she's using? She wasn't using these before. She would. What is these cards, Nexus, bruv? What are these cards in your game that Serena is using, bruv? She wasn't using these before, bruv. Trial and error. Create a trial and error. Hold on. Inspect card. Yasuo signature add trial and error to your hand. If they are missing trial, pay 1 health point to gain 2 blood. Draw 1 card and drain 1 enemy will. Error gain 2 will. Discard 1 random card and drain 1 enemy will. Drain cards are temporary. Okay, so I gotta make sure I have enough will when I even use that motherfucker. Or it's basically no point. Okay, Yasuo signature heavy mid-range bow that bounces the enemy back into close pressure chain. So, do I have 8? Okay, so I don't have 8. So what I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna use that. If I get a card that allows me to use it on lift like Sky Cutter, then I'm locked in. What's poppin', Jay? Man, fuck the editing. Hey, man. Say, man, ain't you supposed to be on vacation, man? Supposed to be somewhat drunk with Hillary Duff and them, man. Oh, this nigga's beating my ass right now. This nigga using that art. And nigga, I'm not even using shit. Why the fuck is you using that for? Just a little butter bean head, man. I'm not about to keep. I fucking hate dueling Serena, G. She's a fucking cheater. She's like a boss, G, in a fighting game. She's only OP when the computer have her, G. The moment you get her, G, she becomes ass, G. Hold on, wait a minute, nigga. I got all the real power, nigga. We gonna spend that blood on that lightning bolt, G. Now we guarding shit, my nigga. Blood boost activated. Blocked successfully. Okay. Cinema, I won. Shout out Temporal Bubble. I ain't going like that, nigga. I ain't going like that, man. Don't at me at your bitch. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? I won, nigga. I was not looking at the health that entire time. I just want you to know, nigga, I was just playing cards, nigga. But I figured out how to use Yasuo, though. You essentially want to stack blood, chain your cards, or you can force a close range interaction, and then you want to force the close range and force them to close the distance. Activate a card that uses lift. Smack their ass with Sky Cutter, nigga. Hidden art, nigga. Hey, man. Cinema, nigga. Deck refinement. Okay. Arcane insight. Hold on. Draw 2 random cards and discard 1 random card. Hold on. Oliver's signature persistent stack applies bound and distort. I've been getting fucked up by them bounds. How much health do I got, though? 9. Gang, fuck them cards. Give me my health. Fuck them cards, gang. Okay. We gotta see what trial and error do. And we got 6 wheels, so we're gonna just start with trial and error. We using the card not because we know what it does. We doing it because of the aura farm. I'm not gonna lie to you. We doing it for the aura, G. I'm not gonna lie. You can't say this card don't look saucy, G. You can't say that bitch don't look saucy, G. I don't know what to do next, so we just okay. They gave me trial and they gave me error. So I'll pass this turn. Nigga, am I bound or some shit? Boy, I was about to crash the fuck out. Nigga, it's bad enough I got 13 left health in this nigga. Oliver, okay, that's 3 attack. Prevents enemy spell by applying silence. And that's 3. That's 3. Nigga, I'm guarding that shit, fuck, nigga. Light hit. Nigga, ain't this about a bitch? I'm bound and I got stop. You got me fucked up, nigga. Last stand. Okay, okay. Okay, we locked in now. I don't got no willpower, gang. Hockey weak as fuck right now. No cap. Nigga, up the boat on that fuck, nigga. Okay, so now he's up close. Is this the nigga? Who the nigga fuck Oliver? I ain't gonna lie to you. It's not time for me to use push. I use trial, so I'm gonna use error now. Damn, it got rid of push and gave me gravity slam. I do not want gravity slam. Damn, I fucked up. This nigga went back to long range too. So if we at mid, it says best at close. So I'm gonna move into close range. Punch him in his shit. I don't give a fuck if you prevent 1 damage, bitch ass nigga. Okay, does this apply lift? That's what I need. Launch the target. Five, 9, 17. I need 17 willpower, G. We need 17. That's what we're going for. We're going for 17 willpower right now. It's crazy, G. Hold on. What the fuck is going on? What, you activated resonance, nigga? Other damages spells durability by applying silence. There's no way. Hold on. We gotta spend it now. We gotta dodge that. Okay, we dodged it. We dodged it. I got 2 cards that can apply lift. But it's just not time for it yet. Yeah, gang, we not gonna keep doing that, gang. Lift this bitch ass nigga in the air, gang. And I win the class, fuck, nigga. Get your money up, pussy. Nigga, gravity slam, nigga. Damn, I used too much. I don't got enough willpower, I'm a bitch. Hold on, nigga, final verdict, nigga. Nigga, basic guard, nigga. Guards, block successful. Nigga, my combo magic was ass, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought I was a Black Clover character. Nigga, I got Sky Cut. It's over, nigga. It's over. I'm sending you back to your granny couch, nigga. No cap. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that shit, gang. Equal clash at mid. It don't even matter, nigga. Sky Cutter. Why are you alive? Cinema. 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 It couldn't be me, King. We be going crazy. We be trying to see if we can beat the arcade mode, G. And we ended up with more health than we did last game. Meaning, you know what I'm saying? We may know. Hold on. Reaction: when the enemy starts a chain, steal advantage and end that chain. Your next card used during. Prevent 2 damage from the current strike and steal 2 will from the enemy. Remaining barrage strikes continues. That's cute. Give me my 8 points back, gang. I don't need them niggas' cards. Fuck them niggas' deck. Punch him in his shit. So we dodging now. And now you're chaining shit? I don't have no... I got 7. All right. We're going to break the chain and burst out of it. Unavoidable, fuck. Am I bound or something? Okay, so that should stop that barrier, right? Ren signature secret marks a random enemy hand card. If that targets Ren, its impact partially rebound. Nigga, I'm rushing. You got me fucked up. Nigga, into the quick jab, nigga. So that means it's that blood harvest card. I just Russian roulette the damn card she picked. So now I can't even really use... What the fuck? A hint? A forbidden art, nigga? Gang, she got Yugi Moto's Millennium Puzzle, gang. She's fucking cheating, gang. Cheat codes in her fingers, gang. She doing that shit when they... I believe in my friends. And that card glow at the top of the deck and shit when they... That's them niggas reshuffling their deck and cheating and shit. Nah, gang. Motherfuckers cheating that, gang. I'm at 5 health points. Getting my ass whooped to dubstep is crazy. 2 health points. Yo, Logic, what's poppin', fam? I need one more, G. I can't end in the loss. G. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. My game of pride is at stake here, bro. And then after this game, we're gonna talk about Ordeal. We have our Ordeal stream because I know that's what you guys are here for. We have our Ordeal stream, and then you know what I'm saying. I finish washing my clothes and shit. I should probably get my suitcase out the goddamn closet. My shoes need room to breathe. I ain't putting my shoes in no damn gym bag. That shit over with. Can't cap. Instinctive read. Yasuo signature reduce the strike damage by 3. It fully prevented interrupts and steals advantage. Defense requires a reaction is crazy. This nigga, I put him in closer and then he noise palmed my dumbass. He won this reaction. Okay, equal class? Okay. We canceled each other out. So what does this card do? Anti-magic at mid, force the enemy close, apply, lift it. I should be able to guard that. Close distance. We're gonna use arrow first. Get the trade out that quick knuckle bullshit. And then I should be able to train trial. I can chain. It don't matter. I don't give a fuck about you guarding that bitch, gang. I just need you up close, gang. Can I chain it? I can't chain it? Okay, I thought I was gonna be able to chain it, but I guess not. Not bound. Flight. A light hit stun prevents your cycling. Oh. Okay. June to the hero is crazy. That must be Justin. Alright, so okay. So that's a movement skill. You can hit that. I don't give a fuck about you hitting that. Typhoon break. Oh yeah. This nigga's cheating. Alright, that typhoon break card. That typhoon should definitely be coming on the screen right now, like a little water tornado. You feel me? With Yasu in the middle. You feel me? Just, basically, the card should come on the screen. Just take out the full screen. That should be hot. Alright, gang, we breaking that. Get that weak ass shit up out of here. Nigga, shotting gun, nigga. No blood. Fuck it. Fire it is. Hopefully it gives me something I could use. I'm bound. I fucking hate Oliver. He's a cheater. He's a fucking cheater. Get your dirty ass hands off me. Boy, my hand this game is ass. And then he got advantage. I'm gonna start a chain just because I need that extra willpower. Final verdict, nigga. Counter this pussy, nigga. Fuck, I'm at mid-range. Boy, I damn near turned off this damn game. I'm not gonna lie to you. I damn near just turned this shit off. I'm so fucking mad right now. I am so upset right now. I am highly upset right now. Fuck it. Time. What, Nick? That's crazy. Wait. So I can't use it no more? Let's see. So how do I do? Can I use the left and right seal, Justin? You got the next build tonight? All right, bet. Unfortunately, the link too long for me to drop it in chat. Hey man, you know what I'm saying? Next is, you know what I'm saying? You already know what deck I need, G. I already told you. G. Yes, I'm not proceeding with no goddamn risk. The fuck I look like. Why would I block it if it says it's unblockable? Oh yeah, Oliver is beating the dog shit out of me, G. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to break that full thing. All they gotta do is bless me, gang. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's all they gotta do, bro. Nigga, what? Now, Justin, how am I supposed to know seal order matters? And if you tell me to play that goddamn tutorial, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I told Nexus, nigga. Fuck a tutorial, nigga. We've been dueling since the block, nigga. Call me Jaden Yuki, nigga. Get your game on, nigga. Battle City, nigga. I ain't Joey though. I damn sure ain't Tristan. Okay, I'm damn that nigga deck was trash. Call me Jaden Yuki, King. Slifer Red, King. Slifer Slacker, King. I don't even like Slifer the Sky Dragon, nigga. Big Ring Dragon of Raw, King. I'm just saying, King. Big Merrick, nigga. Man, I've been beating Oliver ass this entire time. I don't lose to Oliver. He's a fucking cheer. That nigga said, Yu-Gi-Oh! Then start, it's time to cheat. Greatest luck of the draw. Okay. This what we doing? Nigga, I been made my own deck. Hold on. I literally made my own deck. I literally made my own deck, and I can't upload that motherfucker. So see, we got the developer of the game in here. You feel me? He's cheesing me, bro. He's cheesing me, bro. Like, I picked the cards I wanted, but it wouldn't let me load the deck in. Export code is crazy. I'm just saying. Nope. I was playing with the default deck. But shit, I do gotta start the ordeal stream. I had fun playing. I actually played longer than what I planned on playing. Planned on playing like 2 matches. And then I started losing terribly. Start playing terribly. You feel me? So I gotta actually start the stream that I actually was here for now. We was playing that game for about, what, an hour? I said an hour for a game for a stream that's not really, whatchamacallit, it's pretty good. I don't see my custom deck. That's the whole thing. I don't see my custom deck. I know it's supposed to be right there, but it's not. Like, I even showed Nexus when I streamed it the first time, you feel me? I even showed Next the first time I streamed it. And I wasn't able to see my deck. He even watched me build it. He watched me save it and everything. I was waiting for y'all to have y'all meeting and shit. All right. Okay, so now I gotta open up TikTok. Cause I want to go through the hot take comments on the TikTok ordeal. That's great. I still didn't see that motherfucker when I clicked the characters. All right, so hold on, Chad. We're gonna talk about some ordeal. I bet. Okay, you fixed that? So, okay. Understood. Let me see. Profile. This one I'm not going to do the full screen shit. All right. Y'all can hear the music. You feel me? Y'all know what we here for. You feel me? Y'all see the title. We was here for Yu-Gi-Oh for a while. You feel me? We was here for Air Battle. You feel me? Heart of Cards for a while. And I realized I still got other shit to do today. You feel me? So we're gonna get started with the ordeal portion of the stream. Now the first portion, we're gonna look at the comment section for one of the posts that I had. I put on TikTok. I was asking what are the community hot takes for ordeal, and I thought it'd be really interesting to kind of go through those hot takes. And then Brent dropped something else about ordeal, and so I want to talk about that while I had the time before I go on vacation. Oliver's the strongest mage in this, to be fair. That nigga's a cheater. Oliver's a cheater, bro. So hold on, let me Bob. Where is it at? Oh, that bitch at 96,000. That's fire. All right, y'all see my ugly ass face. All right. Why does it keep moving? Okay, I gotta pause the shit. That's crazy. No worries. Yeah, I need the wolf on there. You feel me? I'm waiting for the primal blood characters. Okay. Now, Reborn. Reborn does a lot of content for ordeal on TikTok. He does like a lot of AMVs, some would you know, some content in regards to AMV editing wise that hyper focuses on certain characters and things like that, updates for ordeal and things like that, right? Now, he was one of the first people who I remembered, so I do want to go through his comment. And we're just basically gonna go through it, not necessarily in the order received, because I'm not about to be any minute. No, we're gonna go through top to bottom. You feel me? And then I'll just kind of give my thoughts, whether briefly or longly, or extensively, on how I feel about what they're saying. You feel me? So hold on. All right, so he's saying his hot take is the power scaling needs to improve, particularly durability is shaky and it almost feels like everyone can take damage from another, even if they're so much weaker. And then Now we got Dio Scamo. Okay, before I even talk about that, I completely, I don't, how can I put this? Because it's not that I 100% agree, but I also don't 100% disagree. Um, However, based on what general characters are in regards to what we see, it makes complete sense on how they are able to damage these characters. For example, we have Real Cash back in season one. Although he didn't have any defensive aspect to his talent. He was utilizing rock armor the entire time, even though he was fighting the wolf cubs. And we know that once Real Cash had his full talent, you can say he was around the rank 50 range, and he was still taking damage to those cubs when it came to more pinpointed shots, right? And so Rokaz doesn't have the same chi pool as someone like Orion or Shay, where he's able to use a sophisticated rock technique like rock armor for a long time. He has to use it similar to how Hunter characters use it, where they have to predict where you're going to land your hit, and then apply rock armor specifically to that to mitigate the amount of chi that they lose. Versus someone like Shay, who's able to constantly keep it going due to the connection to the ether. And so we have weaker Kimyos like the Wolfpack being able to fight Rokash by utilizing the blind side of his talent. And we see that Rokash gets scared at one point in the fight, or not necessarily scared, but more cautious during that fight when Lewis covers his eyes with the ash. And you can also use that to assume that Rokash himself needs to see exactly where the punch lands to properly apply that rock armor, giving it that more Hunter x Hunter defensive aspect to it. You feel me? And so, do I feel that the defense aspect of the power system that his talents need to be expounded upon more? Yeah, I completely agree with that aspect. But I don't entirely agree with the fact that weaker characters are able to damage these strongest characters, because it just makes sense why they are able to do it, because rock armor isn't a end all be all technique in regards to defense. It's just able to allow you to survive bombardments and things of that nature, so that way you can keep fighting. And some characters, even though they survive, we have a note where it says that Shay is unbreakable when he uses rock armor because of the amount of chi he's expelling, which you can apply the opposite logic to someone who doesn't have as much chi as Shay, someone who's not able to use rock armor as extended period of time, going to show that it's based off not only the amount of chi that you have, but your aptitude as well with your chi control. So it's not as cut and dry as weaker people is allowed to be allowed by Brent to damage these higher tier characters for the sake of plot. It's more of they are utilizing the weaker aspects of their opponent's talent in order to be able to do damage. For example, we have all the god tier see Shay pop the sun, and we know Shay is essentially one of the strongest people in Ordeal. But those god tier, even if they were to apply rock armor, even if they did, because we don't know if they did or didn't in that situation, because it kind of worked similar to how we viewed hockey in One Piece during the pre-time skip, where we wasn't able to see the hockey because Luffy didn't have it. He didn't have an understanding of it, so the viewer didn't have an understanding, or Oda didn't have an understanding of it. And thanks for playing always, bro. So when we take that into account, then there is cases where the amount of chi being presented in an attack can bypass that armor. It just increases your survivability by creating this armor, but it doesn't overall negate the damage, because even when Shay used Sun Through Moon, although Jose wasn't able to damage Shay's skin by himself, Sun Through Moon allowed Shay. Well, Sun Through Moon essentially broke the rock armor Shay had around himself, because he did have a few scratches. going to show that attacks that are able to damage multi-city or at least a city is able to provide cuts to shape, whether it's his own chi, which you can argue some Kimyos have the ability to have a natural resistance, but you can also argue the opposite fact where we see Cash who doesn't have that natural resistance to his own talent. So it's not necessarily good, it's not necessarily bad. Can it be expounded upon? Yes. Does it need to be expounded upon? The entirety of the power system needs to be expanded upon. So yeah, I'm going to agree with that. But it still makes sense that these lower tier characters are able to damage these higher tier characters. In the series, we have Naruto, similar thing, and you say that they utilize strategy in part 1 of Naruto to be able to use these feats. And we also see the same thing with these Kimyo as well, being able to utilize strategy to be able to damage these higher tier characters. Like we have the Greyhounds during the Greenland War being able to damage Urahime because of the technology at their disposal, and also implementing hit and run tactics where one would distract, and while she's dealing with him, the other would try to enter Urahime's blind side in order to deal damage to her. And then we also have the thing about overconfidence in battles where Urahime was competent in her abilities, that she was trying to block what one of the Greyhound soldiers was doing, which resulted in her hands or her fingers getting cut off in that situation. So I don't think that the lower tier characters being able to damage the higher tier characters is a problem. It's more of a thing where as long as strategy is implemented and also there is sacrifice, like we see, like I talked about in my video that me and Jay just did recently, then the entirety of the power system is still doing its job, and there's no need for anything to be retconned or expanded upon more, because we have the building blocks to that in prior iterations of the story. You feel me? And so now me and Dio Scammo, I'm gonna try to set up a stream with bro. I'll be watching his content whenever I'm on TikTok. It's seldom, but he's one of the people who's always in my algorithm. So I'm gonna try to set up a stream with me and the TikTokians. You feel me? Dio Scammo. I'm gonna see if I can get Reborn on there. You feel me? I'm gonna see if I can get Dojo on there. You feel me? And we're gonna talk about some more deal. You feel me? So I'm gonna try to set that up for sometime next week. Probably like next weekend. See if we can get everybody together next weekend. But that's neither here and there. So Dio Scammo nonetheless said, I feel as a whole it needs to be smoothened out, because now we have a gap between characters. The Jose fight really threw things off for me. And give me a second, let me go get me some water real quick, and then I'll talk about the Jose stuff. All right. All right. All right, chat. I'm back. Stole some cheeses. Okay, so how do I want to do this? But I personally don't think the Jose fight is bad up until a certain point where I think that it gets a little sloppy in regards to the transition of action to message, right? And I say that because there is a couple of things. It's like the moment that Shay enters the anointed state. I'll pull it up. Hold on, pull it up for you guys. All right. Now, up until Shay transforms, the fight is very smooth. The power scaling is very consistent. But when Shay transforms, I get that Shay doesn't have to struggle. Now, however, it's that situation that Brent kind of does a lot in season 3, where he downplays or mitigates one character showcase in order to make another character get the spotlight, right? However, in this case, we know that Jose, the entire fight, was essentially playing hit and run from Shay because he not only was he not able to damage Shay, but Shay was able to damage him, which is why. Hold on. This is the Shay versus Lay fight. Now keep in mind, Jose this entire time has watched Shay fight late and had time to analyze Shay's fighting patterns. And so he shoots more than one dead star at Shay and tries to test his durability. And the moment he realizes that Shay is unable to be hurt by 4 of the dead stars, he immediately begins to play hit and run and be on the defense. We even see right here that Shay is visibly getting frustrated because Jose isn't actually fighting him. He's running away. He's hitting and running, bobbing and weaving. And so all this shows you that Shay is a major threat to Jose, but due to a lack of experience, he's not able to compete with Jose at this current point of time. And Jose's experience is leading this fight. And if you want to use this panel as a metaphor for Shay's raw strength being able to keep up with Jose, but Jose experience being able to outmaneuver Shay, you can say that even. And I don't see anything wrong with any of the scaling here. Shay is utilizing rock armor. He's taking Yoren's advice from season 2 to heart. And this right here is Jose in his Titan captain form. Dodging, severing buildings. This time he uses 3 and that would be just enough to confine him. But it's an actual a multi-layered attack. And if you compare the damage from what Jose is doing to the buildings, so yeah, he's damaging both ends of the buildings, but ultimately these buildings can be repaired. They're not necessarily damaged to the point beyond repair. Wow, when Shay does it with a casual slash, he severs the building itself. There's no repairing that. Everything is gone. So the power scaling is still there in regards to this fight. And the dialogue itself also caters to the power system and builds upon it in this fight. And so as we're getting more information about the power system, like for example, with Shay utilizing rock armor and still being able to damage the building right here, or freeze the building right here, and we know that talent weapons essentially have their own set of chi, and the Kimyo who's syncing with them will have to use their own chi to be able to use that talent weapon. And until that talent weapon itself runs out of its own chi, then you're able to use its abilities. And so if we're basing this off of Shay's, if we're basing the size of this glacier or this ice construct from Venter off of how much Shay is putting into it casually, then you can clearly see the amount of difference, or the difference itself, in regards to Shay's and Jose's ability. And all this is catered by dialogue, all this is catered by the choreography, and even the small things like Jose coming crashing down once he realizes that he's unable to damage Shay, and tries to fight Millie because range isn't working, which leads Shay to being able to get the upper hand to some degree, and him having to block with the dead star. And that explosion, even with that, it's still, because Shay knew his kit, it allowed Shay to counter at the exact interval of the moment where he ignites the dead star from Venter hitting it. So if you take into account that Val was able to casually crush Venter when he was in, for lack of a better term, his release state, then that would mean that the chi that Val exuded at that time is higher than the chi output that Jose has for the weight of his own chi, which is a build-up from season 2, when Urine got Venter broken from casually throwing it at Val. So we're making that 2 comparison. The power system is perfectly fine at this point. Still utilizing movement to outmaneuver Shay. So even Jose knows how dangerous Tomas is, so he's not going to take that blow head on. He's even taunting Shay to make him even more angry. Now this is why I kind of have a problem with it. It's because not only is Jose comparable to that of a Gaki, you can honestly say this is the moment in this anointed state, the weakest Gaki, someone like Goro Muamase, the Iron Gaki, would lose to this current version of Shay, and that's before he gets the curse killing flame, which allows him to essentially burn talents away, which means instead of him being able to lose to Shay due to him not having enough chi, he's just outright saying that once Shay dons an anointed state, he will outscale a Gaki. And I think that when Jose transformed, Jose's performance should have gotten better. Even if he wasn't as strong as Shay, it should have gotten better rather than worse. especially if you take into account one thing that people on TikTok like to wank is him filling that void of chi. Then his performance should have been a lot better. Hold on. Because I was, at that point, it's kind of like he might as well not have transformed. He probably would have done a lot better. Because Shay's not necessarily showing that he's faster. He's been reacting to these to some degree this entire fight. But it's like the increase in size made it worse. And then they say, yeah, this is a god tier like battle. But the god tier like battle is literally only one-sided. It's not from Shay's side. It's literally only from, I mean, it's not from Jose's side. It's literally only from Shay. It's like a grown man fighting a child right now, and I felt like that was kind of subpar. And I know what he was getting at, that Shay is so strong that he completely outclasses him. But at that point, you might as well have tried to have him transform, and Shay just beat him while he's trying to transform. Because if the transformation is not going to really amount to anything, then what's the point in having it? Because at that point, we can't even really properly scale the Gakis. And now we can use the same statement of them being greater than a god tier because you said it in the story. But this was kind of your moment to show that once you get to that Gaki caliber, yeah, you're not going to be able to compete with Shay because you're not a Gaki in straight out. But you're able to perform to some degree. He's got completely outclassed here. Just for us to know that God got Shay's back, which is understandable. But even that message wasn't conveyed properly because we have people in the comment section thinking it's a power up, and even me personally, I thought it was a power up. If you go back to the review of 127, the Moon Splitter, even I thought it was a power up. I mean, I speculated on how strong it was compared to what it was. I even thought he was using Zahara up until he had a chapter where he said that Zahara didn't help him in that fight, and that state didn't give Shay any extra power up from his initial war state. And even now, the smug reaction that he had before is gone now. Yeah, they clashed for a bit. But Jose's on the back foot this entire time. Forces Shay down. We see that he's able to force him down with the weight of a star, but he wasn't able to ignite it, which is fine. But Shay casually cutting through it. And he's supposed to be comparable to a Gaki. At this point, you can say that Shay's top 1 in the verse. Especially because we know Thanatos is in that full power. Like the only person you can say is stronger than Shay definitively from this chapter is K.O.D.E. But Asher, how you feeling, family? So it was like he was trading that passion for the fight and the choreography for the fight for Shay's purpose. And he wanted that fight to be over as quickly as possible. And this fight needed to be drawn out a little bit more. Maybe 1 or 2 chapters for us to properly see Jose and have a showcase for his final form to tell us more of a difference and show us more of a difference between not only a Titan captain and the Gaki, but also you could allow him to have more unique abilities rather than him being able to make more dead stars than normal. And the abilities don't have to be something like grandeur or anything like that. Just like how we seen how he was able to manipulate the shape of the dead stars into that of a hand, that is a new ability. That's something that he didn't do it before. But for his final attack to be that he feels the sky was fire. But the fact that it came so soon, and then if we take into account that ordeal episodes are supposed to be like anime episodes, and 2 episodes are 1 episode. So let's go back. So that would mean these 2 would be 1 episode. We would end with the meeting for the return of ordeal. We'll end this episode, well, episode 2 of season 3, with Thanatos killing the soldiers. This one is Azam fighting Alphatis, and Shay fighting Jose in the same episode. The initial confrontation with the Nightmares and Shay versus Lath. The building movie chapter. Shay versus Jose and Alphatis. These 2 will go together. The Cubs and Noragiri go together. We would see Jose go into Japan, sneak into Japan. And also we would see Shay Dawn and Zahara, and ending with War State. Which means that Jose, once he transformed, he lasted less than the full episode of Ordeal. He lasted 10 minutes, which means the anime is gonna have to super fluff out this fight. So that's kind of why I feel where Brent decides to trade the purpose of something rather than finish the fight. I think the purpose of it could have came if Brent needs to remember that when Kimyos die, we get flashes of their memories, and that could be a good way for him to do memories from now on. That way he doesn't have to interrupt the motion of the fight or the flow of the fight, so that way he can input the purpose of it and show that purpose, and he shows that purpose through how strong the character is, rather than how he tried to show the purpose with the Rajani fight, which is a change of a character. Because again, people thought this was a new form, but this is just God giving Shay his blessing in regards to the Golden State for War State. So I can't lie, the Jose fight does kind of throw it off a little bit in regards to after Jose transformed. But before Jose transformed, it was the ultimate telling of power versus experience in Ordeal. Now, even though Shay can make something blow up at a higher rate than the rest of the Cubs, it also makes sense when Brent's statement of Shay, if the Cubs and Shay were to get into a fight, it would stalemate. It'd make more sense because the Cubs would rely on experience while Shay relies on pure power. Now Dojo said Tevin K.O.D.E, but getting called the law is crazy. He better show us something crazy for season 4. How do I feel about Tevin? Give me a second here, chat. Yeah, sure. You good? Go sit down for 5 minutes, boy. Go sit down again. Okay. Okay. I go grab me some snack on you. It's that fresh starting off of work stream. Now, I talked about how I feel about Tevin in the previous stream, and I kind of don't want to beat the dead horse. But Tevin needs to fight either a group of Titan generals, or B, 2 Titan captains for a proper Tevin showcase. Because if we're being honest about Tevin didn't get a solo fight since season 1. And that was Sun Ras. Tevin hasn't gotten a solo fight. Because if you look at if you look at Ordeal, Tevin fights Sun Ras 1-on-1, him and Shay, and then after that the rest of the Cubs fight Bro Cash, him and Brandon fights Ryu Gotsgon before Tevin actually kills him. Anton and Tevin, and then later Anton, Tevin, and Shay fights Kagaya. And then he gets knocked out, so he's out of the fight for the rest of that time. He has a showcase with Yukiko and fights nobodies with Lewis. He's fighting nobodies with Lewis. And if you want to count that Yukiko showcase training moment as a fight, I think we just have 2 different definitions of fights at that point. And that'd be nitpicking. It'd be more of them training rather than them actually being in the actual fight. And we didn't even see Tevin do anything. He upped the cookie basher. So when you take that into account, and then you also look at how he didn't get any fights, and then we have that moment where he's supposed to be seen as relative to Shay when they find out about Lewis' last cheat signature location. Then you would have to kind of think about why would he need to fight a group of Titan generals, and we can kind of look at that right now, because when you look at season 2 of Ordeal, we all kind of consider that the pinnacle of Ordeal in regards to the culmination of everything in Ordeal, right? And so when we look at Granny Tobiasen or Banny, when she sends Shay and Yoran over to the battle and she's there alone, she has to fight a battalion of Titan generals by herself. She makes a note saying that they was unable to find any other Titan generals on the battlefield. There's just a bunch of soldiers with little to no experience, while Bayal was trying to cripple the K.O.D.E organization because if he was going to take out Yorn, then by him killing Granny Banifest as well, or Banny herself, and that will also open up another spot for a royal blood to enter, and another god tier, meaning the royal blood wouldn't be able to take the place of the god tier. And so when we see Granny fighting the general, she's bleeding a little bit, but Granny Tobias is really old. So you can use the same argument for Leo with Granny, minus her having a healing factor, showing that she's taking a lot more better, or she's taking a better care of her body than Leo did, due to that lack of a healing factor. And so she's able to put down a bunch of Titan generals by herself with little to no effort. And so yeah, Titan generals aren't the pinnacle of Thanatos soldiers, and they aren't even near the pinnacle. And so we have the aspect of Titan captains. The reason I say Tevin should fight 2 Titan captains, because it should be parallel to what he's been doing up until this point, which is jumping everybody. And for him to be able to be considered the law, he has to fight high tier opponents, whether he's at a disadvantage or an advantage. And Brent showing that he's able to fight those 2 people would not only automatically have us, but not only automatically give us an example of the power creep between Leif and Jose versus Shay and Andrea versus Tevin and the 2 Titan captains versus himself. So yeah, that will up Tevin's power scaling a ton, and because we know Shay is getting stronger as well over that course of that 7-year time skip. So it wouldn't make sense for them to have this big of a gap strength-wise, but not have similar feats or fight similar tier opponents. So since Tevin is fighting 2v1 basically everyone besides Sunrise the entirety of the story, then I feel that Tevin should fight either a Titan captain and a Titan general at the same time. But I prefer that he fights 2 Titan captains, even if they don't have the aptitude for both of them to go to Gaki, Gaki adjacent in Chi. Then at least have one of them be able to do that, so at least we can not only see Tevin in a situation where he doesn't necessarily have the advantage numbers wise, but we could also see the full adaptive aspect to his high talent. Because when we look at season 2 with the Ryu Gazgan fight, we actually watched Tevin adapt before our very eyes, where Ryu Gazgan was able to throw him, and then the next time he attempted to throw him, Tevin was a lot heavier, showing that he was able to stop Ryu ferromagnetic grip with one hand. Just showing the difference in that adaptability, showing the difference in how that adaptability can play into a battle. And I think that'll be the perfect way to scale Tevin towards Shay, while also giving us the theory aspect of us asking throughout the community, whether it's me and Jay or each individual asking their group of friends about it, where do we think Tevin can beat Shay? Because as of season 2, we was all kind of like, yeah, Shay is stronger during the end of the season, but it's still possible for Tevin to keep up. Before that war state, there was 50-50, and now we know Shay has kind of completely left Tevin in the dust, which is crazy given the fact that he's a god tier, so he needs to fight someone. Even if you don't want to utilize your Gaki pieces, you can utilize these Gaki adjacent characters as placeholders for your Gaki in order to not only allow us to scale the Gaki further to give them more height, but you can use that to build upon the power system further because we have higher tier characters. Just like Jose said, all Titan captains and above have already mastered rock armor. And so, since we have that classification for a sophisticated technique like rock armor, we should have other techniques regarding the manipulation of chi as well. But you can show those through your throwaway characters of the Titan captains. Yeah, throw more. Yeah, exactly. Throw more Jose niggas at Tevin, bro. Like literally, just give him. Because like I said, Jay, he's literally had 2v1 fights the entirety of the series. Tevin has only had one 1v1 the entirety of the series. So I think in a situation for us to properly scale him towards that Royal Blood God tier range, we need to have that feat that we have with Banny, which is her versus the army of Titan generals, or him fighting 2 Titan captains to utilize him always being, giving us the reverse of him always being in a 2v1, but also allowing us to dive more into his talent by putting him in a disadvantaged situation and allow allowing his high talent to adapt over time or over the course of that fight to give us not only a proper scaling for those characters, but for the Gaki as well, but also for how Tevin's abilities work on a fine-tuned level with him being either a Royal Blood or a God tier. We're talking about Ordeal on Webtoon. I got you, King. Don't even worry about it, King. We always got to spread the gospel, King. We gonna spread the gospel, King. We gonna share the link to the chat. Can't lie, I'm getting cooked right now. Yep. There you go, King. Go ahead, read that ordeal, King. You know what I'm saying? Gotta repeat, King. We gotta put you on the peak, King. We gotta put you onto that peak, King. And so, I kind of agree with Dio a little bit when he says that the power system needs to be smoothened out because it's a gap between characters, and how the Jose fight rubs him, kind of really threw things off for him. I kind of agree with him to a certain degree, but it just doesn't throw things off for me in a power system or a power scaling aspect. It throws things off for me because a minute portion is the power system aspect, but it's like Brent was trading purpose. The purpose of the fight versus the fight itself. And if Brent remembers that we have the Kimyo phenomenon, he doesn't have to break the flow of the battle itself. We can just get all that as an info dump. Now, I'll be perfectly fine with seeing, for example, Jose backstory during the end of a fight or in his last moments. I'll be okay with that. All right, so let's go to the next one. So we essentially left off on Dojo comment with him saying the law is crazy. He better show us some crazy season 4. That's kind of why we got this talking point from. Now we got Tucci. Even though we all knew that, well, what does that say? Laos? Lewis. Oh boy, I can't even see that. That is crazy. I'm getting old. Go ahead and make that full screen. I'm getting old in this motherfucker. So, even though we all knew that Lewis was going to die, I feel like it would have hit a lot harder instead of his cousin getting his talent. We learned that his girlfriend was actually pregnant, and we see her crying in pain because the baby got the talent. just gonna do that. See, my bad. I got a snack, dude. I haven't ate shit all day. Fresh off work. And I sat for 5:30. I laid in my bed for 26 minutes. I said, damn, I actually got set this up. I ain't eat shit. I've been operating off hype and coffee. So my bad for him chewing. Now, I like that Lewis doesn't have any heir and that it went to his cousin rather than it going to some random baby that we see I'm about to call her Alamalek, Amelika, pregnant with. And the reason that it hits with it going to Elon rather than it going to Lewis' child is because we watch to some degree. Because we don't watch his death, but we watch to some degree Uncle Elon's death. And how that death affected Lewis. And then we get to understand how Lewis was essentially raised by them. And then we get to see Elon for the first time crying during the funeral when he loses his father. And then going back to showing how much respect and love that Elon had for Lewis during that funeral. It makes more sense to give it to someone we already know and we have a somewhat connection to, no matter how minute, versus crafting a new character who's going to be too young to even be able to utilize the talent, because we're in a war right now, and Brent still has ideas for the Ashes of the Father's talent because Brent wrote Lewis' death similar to how he wrote Sabito's death, where there's things left unsaid or unshown about the talent. And that's why he always had the aspect of the Ashes of the Father builds upon itself. Let me make sure I'm checking chat while I'm knocking over my stuff. Elon getting his talent is better because it was basically promised to him for sure. That was not it for me. It really had the same effect. Now that I think about it, this baby getting a talent would be bad since Leon Lewis set up the idea of the next generation using technique that didn't exist before. Exactly, that was the whole purpose of him dealing with that pain in order for him to hit the cinema mode to get death stance. We'll miss out on the talent and more perfected death stance for sure. For sure. All for us to say Lewis has a son that, because he doesn't have any importance, we won't see again. Because Amelika didn't exist to us before that chapter, even though Lewis was super close to them. They didn't even know he was married. And that kind of showed the disconnect between Lewis, his cub, the people he loved, and his family. And although he keeps both of them separate, he has a duty to both of them. So he treats them equal. So for him to have a son and a wife that we didn't know about would not only be generic, it'll be the easiest ass pull and pull of sympathy that we can get outside of a combat. Like, look at him, he's sad. Look at him, he left the son behind. Yeah, that's sad. But if you take into account that the lesson is about, or the entirety of the story, overarching lesson is about handling responsibilities that you aren't ready for, which is crazy because that also reflects, I think, how Brent feels about Ordeal a little bit. But I think I'll say my preconceived notions in that regard for another time. Because I don't want to act like I know something when I don't know at all. You feel me? I'm just talking out my ass. Like, at least that's the way I view it. What do you guys think? Yeah, that baby shit would be like a little too generic for me. I ain't gonna lie. I'd rather have Elon have it. We can see the talent again. We can get more unique ideas from the talent and uses from the talent. We could build upon the Lord the Hemlock Clan still. If Lewis had a son and he got the talent, the Hemlock Clan would technically fade into obscurity because there would be no need for us to see them anymore. But by giving the talent to Elon, who's associated with the same generation as Yukiko, not only allows them to have that same overarching narrative or overarching lesson applied to their characters and their talents, but also we can essentially or potentially get a fight with Yukiko and Elon fighting the Titan General or above. Okay, so now we got Ether World. I'm tired of only following Shay. Kinda, I mean that he's a great character, but I want to see the other wolf pack. We haven't really seen Tevin or Anton in acting since season 1. I'm low-key just ready to see everybody else growth to God tier, not just Shay. All of them not going to God tier though. I'm not gonna lie to you, Ken. I don't see all the Cubs reaching God tier. And maybe momentarily they reach God tier. Yeah, because Elon and Yukiko fight, Jay will play off the ninja and the samurai trope. But instead of them having the generic we are against each other, we have the realistic depiction where the Shogun actually hired ninja for more dirty work. You feel me? Because the samurai have Bushido, but not everything falls in line with the Bushido code. So there's still some retainers who's unable to do certain things, and that's what ninjas are for. And so with her not only covering Elon and Elon being a frontal assault type of fighter, if he's going off being a samurai, and we may even get a call back to, I want to say it's episode 19. No, it is episode 19. When Elon first draws his sword, because Brent likes doing callbacks, we may get this pose from Elon. The same pose we see Elon Senior take before he dies. And so that will also parallel not only it has a dual parallel actually. Hold on. I'm pulling it up right now. So now peep. Now maybe I'm just pretending this is just like my YouTuber brain just going off firing, right? But now, not only this would probably be the best callback that Brent could possibly do for the new generation characters. Instead of having him parallel Lewis, if we get, because Lewis didn't use a sword, and it seems like Elon is using blades. If we get Elon using this stance, like the EI Jutsu, the quick draw slash type of stance, and then right next to him, as Elon blade is going lower to show his aggression, we have Yukiko next to him with the upper blade on the shoulder ready to parry to show her defensive nature and her ability to redirect her opponents from her true aspect, which is the assassination. So now we have defensive aspect and offensive aspect, and then we get these two silhouettes showing both the parent and the child is now at war, just like we see their fathers. And I think that'll be the perfect callback for the Elon stuff. So what you think about that, Jay? Do you think that'll be possible that we get the Elon stuff? Because for Yukiko to essentially be a royal blood, and for us to speculate that she's Tevin's hand, which would thematically make the most sense, she would have to essentially be able to lead a team. And to have Elon scale towards that Titan General range, would not only allow us to see how special Hisame is as a talent, to give credence to that statement of Sabito being a demigod amongst men, but it will also show how important Lewis' time with the ashes of the father's talent was to his cultivation. Okay, so I read that one. I'm tired of following Shay, kinda. I mean, he's a great character, but I want to see other Wolfpack. Oh yeah, I said that they're not all the Wolfpacks making it to God tier, gang. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie. They all make it to God tier based on how their characters act. It's Mickey writing. I can't lie to you. It's bad writing if all of them make it to God tier. Like, if you want to say something like, oh yeah, Anton is gonna be able to make it to the strength level of a God tier for a short period of time while he's at 100%, I'm fine with that, because there's stipulations, there's repercussions to him hitting that round. You feel me? But not just because they're wolf cubs, they should just be God tier. No, hell no. Azam should die in season 5. If we're being honest. Given his new character design, given his character trait of loving to isolate himself and self-sabotage, Azam foreshadow of him not necessarily reaching that same range as, I can't think of her name, but Abijah's homegirl who died, or who he killed. in GTA, then it wouldn't go to where he would want to kill Azam because Azam is still fighting on her side. But if Azam does anything heinous, he is going to need to be stopped by Abijah. And it doesn't matter if he did train him. You can also see Abijah seeing Azam in that state. It wanted to help him, but it works. Hey man, in GTA, man. And you can see, you can kind of take a look at it to like, oh yeah, Abijah see Azam in that state and he wanted to help. But if you take into account Abijah's job, not in regards to the God tier, but to his personal homeland, how his talent works, what his epithet is, then this will be more of him gauging where Azam is and trying to redirect and manipulate Azam's rage into something more positive. But ultimately, he's still gathering information on Azam regardless. So let me see. Just started this read, and I'm gonna be real. This shit good as fuck. I'm enjoying every chapter. I just go to the part where I just got to the part where they lifted the Kimyo, the ban for the Kimyos. I'm excited to see what else is shown in this manga. That's what's up, gang. You haven't got to season 3 yet. I see you, King. You haven't got to season 3 yet. Season 1 and 2. Season 1 really leaned into the in-between aspects, which was really fire for world building, while season 2 leaned more into world building for the in-between aspect rather than the character interactions and development. But we still also got them character interactions and development, so it was balanced. Brent not having the Abijah show up during 144 and 145 is a shame. He was supposed to be there. But then again, he did just get a mission. It's just crazy how Reed was off God's tier that we followed all of season 3. But Kofi's the one who got to fight. I'm just trying to wrap my head around that. Oh yeah. If Abijah was there, he said he got a mission. Maybe he was reading the paper. So he said he got a mission when he was reading the paper when he was talking to Azam. Now you know Brent don't be classifying missions. Oh yeah, this nigga don't got no mission. This nigga just reading papers. He just in this bitch chilling. I thought this was like a mission document. But you can also see there's probably like debrief paperwork because he wasn't in the meeting itself. We didn't see him. This nigga didn't even get no mission. This nigga's Tommy from Martin, bro. Abijah has no job, bro. Hey, man. Am I tired of seeing Shay? Yes. Do we need to follow other people? Yes. Do we need to not see Shay for a long time? Hell no. This is still bro's story. But we need to have some time away from Shay to dive into to allow these other characters to grow naturally. Because if we see everything through Shay eyes, everybody's growth is not shown in the way it needs to be shown. And so it doesn't feel as natural. Like, damn, we missed out. I'm out of here. I got bad things to do. Yeah, so we need to have time to dive into other characters. Like, I really enjoy how Brent did Andrea's story with Noragiri. How we just see them working out, and then we get to see a little bit more of her character right after getting introduced to Pandora's box, so that way we're kind of familiar with her before the war starts. We need more of that. Ordeal Season 3 would have been better, but what it lacks the most, yeah, it hasn't finished 3 plot points. Yeah, you got the controversial chapter. Yeah, you got chapter 161. But what it lacks the most is the downtime. We don't have any proper downtime in Season 3. It's just big event after big event after big event after big event after big event, which works terrible in regards to the way the story is building up and having proper build up for certain things. Like a perfect chapter, if we have 2 chapters, I would say is perfect in regards to Season 3. And that would be episode 116. No, 115. Episode 115. Nope. I can't even say this is perfect. I don't like the way that Brent chose to write from Shay's perspective instead of Andrea. So episode 116. Now, no matter how much we call Kevin a drunk, this was supposed to be a down, like a smaller scale chapter. No battle, just all dialogue. And this chapter was amazing. We get to see how Tevin feels about Leo. Get to see Tevin exuding weight, showing, giving next example how he's a god tier besides him just crashing out. And then we also had the aspect that this nigga disregarded his niece. And then once he realized she was hurt, now he's even more mad. Nobody talks about anything or references anything in Season 3. Like, you can say, oh yeah, I remember when Leo saved me when I was a kid. What the fuck did that got to do with the story? Nigga, we get your motivation as you're crashing out? So I think this was a really good chapter for just dialogue and the intensity of sadness. And then we have the opposite in 128, where this one is essentially Shay being on punishment, or them trying to put Shay on punishment. So it was a chapter based on disappointment and rage rather than the sadness from the previous chapter. And the dialogue displayed those emotions perfectly versus what we get with, like, let's say 144. I don't think 144 is a good dialogue based chapter because yeah, it builds up to 145, of course, but they literally didn't talk about shit. Ian gets released. She says that she already talked to Ross and that the I'm just gonna call them investors. K.O.D.E allies are gonna feel slighted, and one thing that is getting me mad is that since Season 1, K.O.D.E allies have felt slighted and they have done nothing. They have told Ross, "I'm mad," folded their arms and pouted. I'm mad at K.O.D.E now. We don't never see none of these people. Oh, you said that in the last stream? See? Remember I had to leave, I had to go back to work. Like, and then you have things like, I don't get why they're teaching Iron Rye rock armor if it's stated that they can't learn anything and they forever stay at that age. So if they can't learn anything, how the fuck are they learning rock armor? Please, someone answer that for me, please. Maybe I'm a dumbass. Maybe I don't get the intricacies of this cinematic masterpiece that is Ordeal. And it's not stupid, I'm stupid. But it doesn't make sense to me that these kids are quote unquote can't learn anything because of how they are the phenomenon they are and still existing. But they can learn rock armor. So are you telling me that y'all just spend all y'all downtime teaching these kids the same one thing? Or y'all just negligent and don't try to teach them anything? Because I'm confused here. Like, this conversation was probably the best conversation of this episode. And all it is literally, man, my kids was killing people and robbing people. And they're forever stuck at 6. Oliveira. Oh, I used to play with trucks at 6. Nigga, what? You good, gang. You a good daddy. This was the best dialogue this episode, and it was a real nice dialogue too. I'm making fun of it, of course. It's just, hey man, my job to entertain y'all, but nonetheless, that was the best dialogue of this chapter. Gary's speech, underwhelming. And then he shoots Roberto, which fucks up the power scaling. Because the only reason we give the Titan technology the pass is because it was introduced early enough in the story. And it's refurbished or reinvented technology from the enemy's camp. The living Irai Sato shift between human and weapon form. Rai molds himself into a ranged weapon that follows the modern design of the century. I unknown. Within unknown origins, they are assumably to be over 300 years old, perpetually stuck any further. At the age of 9, they cannot develop further mentally or physically. That retaining info is you growing mentally. Now, if you want to get technical and be like, oh, well, they can learn chi-based things, I guess. That's not mental or physical. More like metaphysical. But to have to jump through that hoop instead of just putting they can't age works better than they can't mentally develop. I was just like, wow. It's like little things like that for me personally. Let me see. What else do we get over here? I sent you my theory in the. Oh, god damn. Yeah, I'm gonna flame up for this one. Hold on. Alright. Anointed 13. He always in the comment section over here. He be in the comment section on TikTok. Shout out, bro. But bro, I just cooked something up regarding the future Shay has been given. What if the Heart Clan are the unknown path Shay kind of picks? It's a theory, hear me out. When somebody tells me hear me out, I just don't want to listen. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because when I hear someone telling me hear me out, to me, in my head, it makes me feel like you don't even believe it all the way. Or it just sounds so far-fetched and bullshitty that it doesn't make sense. But because this is the purpose for the stream, we gonna hear you out, King. So, K.O.D.E went to Shay to propose this plan to him, since they know that Shay can kill Thanatos, the rage moment. K.O.D.E went to him so that there is no trace of Thanatos after this. Killing him would just be a rest for him in the ether, right? So, what if K.O.D.E was working as a double agent to sniff out all the information that Vaal has had on talent progress after Malhazar, meaning all the vessels Vaal had to find, he gained some sort of information on how they work or how they think. I remember Thanatos being telepathic, so they need pattern recognition. So the Heart Clan isn't dead. They hid from the world. They have K.O.D.E. Why wouldn't they be undetected? And here is what's gonna make Shay think this path is the correct one. The Heart Clan sacrificed a fraction of the clan for the total and final death of Thanatos and those who possess his ideology. They were only made for one purpose. That's the end of them. So sacrificing is a part of the equation. Shay doesn't lose himself. He becomes the pillar that stops evil, but sacrificing himself and some others for a total peace of the world and his people. He's man going a path similar to Jesus, but he has to be cruel. He is the plan, and I think there's more to it, add or cut. But tell me what you think. Well, that's a small part of it, nigga. That's a small part of it. Yeah, gang. This shit, I'm not gonna lie to you, gang. K.O.D.E saying that he became a double agent to get pattern recognition is ass. I'm not gonna lie to you, because we don't need a double agent to be like Thanatos wants to rule the world and he's gonna kill people to rule the world. K.O.D.E has not been a double agent in regards to being a mole full code. Now the Shay being a martyr stuff, we can kind of already see that with Brent saying that he's the villain, and when we take into account the way the prophecy works, then yes, we can take that into account and say that that will be more likely the case. But I'm not necessarily seeing the Heart Clan itself being the course of action that he takes, because yeah, we're gonna have some Heart Clan members alive, but for K.O.D.E, we know how Vaal is. For K.O.D.E to actually gain Vaal's trust, he has to essentially give up his clan. He's not going to just say, oh well, you know, we got 20 people. That's enough parts for me. No. Hold on. Yeah, exactly. They're not dead. They just scattered. Even Nico said that she saved a couple of them, and because of that whole ordeal, her face is scarred because she was saving her clan members. But yeah, I think that is the end. These is everybody's ordeal hot takes. That was everybody's ordeal hot take. That comment on the Twitter video, the TikTok video, which is fire. Definitely appreciate the support over there on TikTok, no cap. But yeah, I kind of disagree with most of them. And it's not because I'm doing edited videos or anything. It's just I just view the story in a different lens than the typical fan. Okay. Okay, now. I see Jay do this a lot. He kind of goes through his videos and look at the comment section. So I think that's what we're going to do. Now, I don't know how Jay feels about the video itself. I know he said he didn't watch it all the way through. When he started it on accident. Alright, I'm bringing up the comment section. Alright, let me see. My show is on, people. The collab of history. Hey, man. No, I said shout out J, man. Shout out J, man. You know what I'm saying? Can't be a collab without two people. Alright. Now we have Fame. I don't know why, but I feel like after Louis' death, there's gonna be at least one more member of the Wolf Cubs to die, and I feel like most likely two are, but man, you putting T.O. instead of T.W.O. is fucking me up. Most likely to are either Azam or Anton for two different reasons. For Azam, after losing the love of his life and after the death of the brother he was closest to Lewis, I feel that his history and anger could put him in a situation where he ends up losing his life. Or with Anton, I can see the situation where because of how his talent works, hey, weak manifests Kong at 100%, essentially killing himself to save or save someone else. I don't know. It's just a theory. That's how Brent. That's not the theory. That's just how Brent's writing. Azam's gonna die because he's a dumbass. Anton's gonna die because every breath he takes is for his friends. So he's gonna sacrifice himself for one of his friends. It's kind of how things is setting up. Which, honestly, if you ask me, Anton and Azam compared to Tevin and Shay don't really have characters. So I don't. They're the two Cubs I don't really give a fuck about. Like, even when I did my top 5 Kimyo video, Azam was top 5 in regards to being an honorable mention. He was in that video because he was an honorable mention, meaning I want him to do more. I want to see more of him, but we're not. We're not. I can't lie to you. We just may not, bro. And I'd definitely rather have him die towards the end of the series. You can't really have the other Cubs dying shit. The way Brent wrote season 3, shit. Hey, man. People die every day, B. Good theory. Both are plausible. Anton is damn near destined to die. The community wants Anton to die. Like, if you always read the comments, oh my goodness, I can't wait for him to go 100%. You know he's gonna die, right? I just can't wait for him to go 100%. Bro, at this point, gang, if you're not gonna dive into him, don't show him. But also, don't give them no importance in the character's thought process or anything, bro. That's how I feel. Like, anybody could have pulled up for condos. Why did it have to be Anton? You could say the resistance, blah, 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 blah. No, Anton, they swing his stick all season. So you just wanted for him to swing his stick, which is cool. But, like, alright. Azam was used to set up Lewis' death. Meaning, his fight, it felt awkward being in the place it did, to be honest with you. I think that section would have flowed a little bit smoother if we didn't get the Alpha Teach fight right there. Well, honestly, if we got the Alpha Teach fight right there, but we got Shay and Andrea's fight later, versus us getting them at the same time because it felt weird. It's like, yeah, Yukiko's going on her first mission since when? She's just at K.O.D.E headquarters. Where was this debriefing? Yeah, I'm just gonna go with her just because, bro. You just went missing for 9 months. Now you want to make sure Kiko's straight. So it's just a lot of things. And you can, and my whole thing is just like how I want you guys to criticize my videos. Or yeah, I don't like this part. Yeah, you gotta do the woo the woo. I do the same thing for Brent. Nobody's above criticism. And Azam could be written good. Anton could be written good. But the whole thing about that is Brent has to actually write. Think about it like this: Lewis' death was the best moment in season 3, but it was not foreshadowed in any capacity that it would be in season 3. And you can argue that she says that like his death is painful beyond anything you can imagine. Now, when I think of something like that, I'm thinking of somebody getting like the guy who got his talent sucked out by Sivers, like Lewis was gonna get his soul sucked out or something akin to that, just to show that it's not the typical death. But when he stabbed him, I said, "Oh, so you seen this thing getting shanked? Gotcha. I can see it now." But again, that's just me. If everything was spaced out more, I think season 3 would have been perfect. If we would have got in between moments and a couple of slower chapters before we get into the bigger stuff to give Brent enough time to dive more into the story and lore, it would have made it better. Because even like Malazar is kind of like the Hungarian era of Ordeal, okay? Exactly, man got shanked up. He got shivved, mate. And it's supposed to be painful beyond anything you can imagine. Maybe the blade through the collarbone. Exactly. And then for those episodes, bro, my whole thing is, what I don't get is how Brent talks about the workload and him really wanting to get to fights. Fights need to make sense. Fights need to drive the plot. Fights need to help characters grow if you're gonna have this shonen-esque writing. But slower chapters set up not only fights, they build up characters, and we get character interaction, which was the biggest thing. And I'm talking about in regards to differences in each season, not necessarily like finishing plot points or anything like that. That was literally the biggest difference between season 1, 2, and 3. Is that we was able to dive more into these characters. And so, for example, when Anton pulled up on Shay because he was there to help his brother, it had meaning because he was there to help Shay, of course. But it has significantly less impact given the circumstances of both. And when we found out Anton would die if he go 100%. And that happened in a chapter where they was riding a horse and you didn't even draw the horse in that panel. You just drew Anton talking. Or you drew like the hair of the horse leading up. Which didn't require too much effort on your end. That way you can kind of recuperate and finish a little quicker to give you maybe another day or two extra of rest versus having to draw all these things, which is amazing. And I'm not saying, that I don't love it, the effort, but having to draw out all these things in chapter after chapter, this will kind of allow you to not only space out the story, grow the characters, but also allow you to gather your thoughts for you to properly set up not only the fight, the ramifications of the fight, but also why we should care about this fight as well. Or why these people are there. And that's kind of the main thing. And if I could kind of compare Ordeal season 3 to anything, it is Game of Thrones season 6. And I don't mean in regards to quality, because the quality is there. You gotta look for it, but it's there. But meaning where we had all this downtime. Let's say we was going to like King's Landing, but we was in the north. We would have to actually use those episodes to walk and travel to King's Landing to not only build out the world more, get to know more characters, but we also get the slow tidbit moments with how this character responds in this situation versus this situation, and how that is used to cultivate the character further. And not a sword has been drawn. Used moments like that, like with chapter 117, Thanatos and Abel talking, used things like that to stretch a chapter, and him standing next to Thanatos would have been a perfect chapter end. Because not only would that give you more time to dive into either Abel's motivation, if you don't want to show Thanatos' motivation, or if Abel's going to be there longer, then you could dive into a little bit more of Thanatos' motivation, not even his past, but the way he views the world, which will cultivate his character further. So when he does have a moment where he fights like the Four Pillars, for example, like 18 chapters later, then we see where he's coming from. You could have even included, for example, when they're looking side by side or standing next to each other side by side, that Thanatos notices something in the distance, and all we see is like a pink hue. And then boom, when we get to that chapter, we learn about the Murder Stone. At least that'll allow you to dive more into Thanatos as a character, so that way he just doesn't seem like, because right now Thanatos is evil for the sake of being evil, and we see Thanatos when he had a moment of love, so it had to be a tragedy outside of his parents dying that prepared him to feel this way. So let me see. I need y'all. Now this comment pissed me off. That's why I didn't. I responded to it like 24 hours after he put it, because I was trying my best not to be a smart ass. Man said, I need y'all to write some manhwa and manga, because the way I want to dissect y'all work gonna get me banned. Nigga, you can make a YouTube video from your phone, gang, and talk about how much you love Ordeal. And don't say anything bad about Ordeal. Don't even criticize Ordeal. You have free will, and how are you not utilizing it? And because you lack the ability to properly articulate yourself, you're utilizing your free will to be a dumbass. What does that, you want to get your 2 cents? Yeah, y'all should make a manhwa and a manga. Clearly, we're in the media business. Clearly, we're YouTubers. Clearly. Man's holds that Kofi section. Like, we praised most of what is talked about in the vid. Oh, so you finished it? I was hopping in and out. That guy doesn't know what good criticism is with media literacy, and it shows. Shit, I don't got the best criticism in media literacy. You feel me? I'm not gonna lie to you. I can articulate my points. I can say something and explain myself well. I could say something that's completely wrong in regards to the way we should be viewing media. But that's how I always say that's what I think. I say all the time, criticism of Ordeal may not apply to all media too. Exactly. Not all media is gonna pull up with Jesus in it. Maybe Jesus as an epithet or motivation that gets you pushed forward, but not the literal embodiment of Jesus. So it's like, man, the law still rubs me the wrong way, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then of all things, the nigga said write some manga. No. How about no? How about that? It was just like, if you love Ordeal that much, if Ordeal is above criticism, make you a channel. Because I'm a way smaller creator than Jay. My community fits inside Jay community comfortably. But at the very least, what I'm gonna do is get my ass up and make a video, put my money where my mouth is, and make a video. Do a stream. Cook your nugget head ass. And all that is for the love of Ordeal. So when you have fans like, oh, I'm gonna dissect y'all, it's gonna get me banned. So all I heard was you're gonna be belligerent. How do you dissect someone else's work that you get banned? What is going on in your life that you feel that you need to play this keyboard warrior? My man isn't even top 150 Kimyo. My nigga he's not even the group that we see in like episode, what, 3 or 4? He's not even group, man. Bro could 100K subs off pure glaze if he tried. It worked for others. I swear to God, it always works when you want to glaze something, but the whole thing about it is, just like you don't make your videos for you anymore, Jay, I don't make my videos for me anymore. Brent don't need to write Ordeal for him anymore. It needs to be it's grown bigger than who he is and what he is. You feel me? Or what he views himself as, I should say. You're no longer that humble artist, Brent. You shouldn't own 98% of the art in Webtoon. I need that 2% from art in the era. But just like, for example, if I didn't believe in growth and criticism, this channel will be me and my face talking in front of y'all. No edit, no nothing. Who wants to sit here and watch that shit? We're about growth. We're about the proof is in the pudding. We're about putting 10 hours into those 3 minutes to make sure we get our point across. Put in that extra day or that extra hour into that script to make sure everything flows right. And so, even though Ordeal is on break, me and Jay don't get a break. I know y'all be like, oh yeah, you don't drop a lot on your channel. Huh. Compared to how much I work, I drop a ton. But the amount of work I put into a video, I'm working on it from the time you hear me say, all right, I'm doing the scripting, to the time the video is released, me working on it. It's not a day that I don't work on it. So it's like, when you make a statement like, oh yeah, you need to blah 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 blah, we don't criticize for the love of the game. I'm sorry, gang. We criticize because we love the game. And that's two different types of criticism. Anything you love, you want to be better. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Like before I got switched over to working in the financial industry, when I was working in the tech industry, I was working damn near 12-hour days. Damn near six days a week. And still was finding time to edit. Still was sacrificing sleep. Because at the end of the day, not only has Ordeal grown beyond Brent, my channel has grown beyond me. I don't gotta be at 1,000 subs, you feel me? I'm one person, which means there are 725 other people that is not me. This channel is not for me. Now my reaction channel, that's for me. You feel me? That's why when I have the time, I'll do something over there now. But because this channel is a lot more quality and it takes so much more to run it, that had to take a backseat. Hey Jay, at least I get 2 days off now. Them 2 days, gang. Man, Jay, not having to be obligated to be there when some shit opens, G. Having to open the door because motherfuckers forgot they joints. I gotta go up there. Not being obligated to do none of that shit. Boy, that was a huge stress off my back. No cap. No cap. Let me go back. Let me see. All right. Excellent video gang. This Dios. So yeah, again, next week I'm gonna try to get the people from TikTok over here all on one stream. And I know Dio gonna be one of them people. Excellent video game. I do feel like Shay versus Jose is the main fight that threw off the confidence scaling to me. It had multiple stated and exhibited feats, that really just shifted the entire scale of the top tiers and made a huge gap. See, we talked about this with the TikTok portion, and the scaling is fine for the Jose versus Shay fight up until the point where Jose transforms. When Jose transforms, that's a whole different kind of worm. That's when the scaling gets terrible because it starts to make no sense. So you're telling me that this man Shay is able to essentially one tap Agaki with Setsuna. So you're telling me that the gods who are continent shapers or shifters are city level. That's what you're telling me. I think that if Shay, I don't think that Jose should have completely overwhelmed Shay in that chicken form in any facet. However, he should have put up a better fight than what the fuck he did. But granted, the entire time Shay was able to beat Jose, he just couldn't beat him. Which leads me to say he performed better in his normal form, in his restricted state, than what he did with him transforming. Yeah, I agree with how you're saying it. He said, yeah, that nigga wrong, but you gang articulation. I think you know how to articulate yourself, gang. That's all it is, gang. I just feel like it was perfect. It was perfect up until the chicken form, gang. And the chicken form just fucked it up for me personally. Not even the feel, he feel, because I don't take the, he filled a void with chi. I don't take that literal. I take that metaphorical. So by that I mean all he did was put himself essentially inside. Let's say he put himself inside of his chi limit, and then if we take into account what Hanjiro did, expanded his chi limit to the point where his eyes was beginning to get a ton of blood in them due to Val's blood, and essentially shift the color of his pupil from white to like this pinkish color. That was just essentially Jose just pumping himself with as much chi as possible, and the universe had to compensate for that. That or that is his condition to activate his side, which is more plausible. So I don't see that statement even being something even as great or remotely close to something that Kevin did. So it's like, even if I fill a water bottle up past the point that it overflows, it still would it be the same amount of water as a gallon. It'd be significantly less water. So essentially, the entire time Jose was restricted, and that was him actually releasing his chi, which is something that Lei told him to do, is to release your chi and stop playing around. So it's fine in that battle up until that point. Brent really lucky that this fandom be so active on keeping his IP relevant. Brent, if you're reading this, lock in, big bro. Personally, I liked season 3 a lot, but I didn't like it as much as I did 2. That being said, 4 has to reach the same hype and above. Thank you. Shit, 1 is a better cohesive story than 3, though. If y'all really want to get into this conversation, if we talking about writing wise, 1 is better than 3 to me. That first sentence is crazy. Brent so lucky on this fan of keeping his IP alive. Shit, that it's crazy, but it's true. It's the people on TikTok. It's the people on Twitter with the dedicated accounts. You feel me? It's the people in Discord talking about Ordeal every day and inside his Discord. It's the people making YouTube videos. You feel me? Keeping the IP alive. And it's Brent himself too. But I don't use Instagram. I'm not a grammar. But I be on YouTube. So that's kind of how I view it. And I don't need season 4 to be like season 2. I need season 4 to be better than season 2 because season 3 was supposed to be better than season 2. And it wasn't. In regards to the writing, it was amazing. Like witnessing season this is the best way I can explain my experience with season 3 since I do reactions, because I don't fake my reactions in any facet. Season 3 is like getting on a roller coaster drunk. So like when the chapter first comes out, you're really excited because you know, so you haven't had Ordeal in a while. You're able to consume Ordeal weekly. So it's that natural dopamine hit. But then upon when you go back and look at some of the events, because I kind of have to constantly look at them to do these videos and do these scripts. When you go back and look at some of these events, it's like going back to that same roller coaster sober and finding out you wasn't even on a real roller coaster. This is a kiddie coaster. It feels disingenuous because the story not over yet, and we don't really say that about other series, in my opinion. We don't. I can confidently say Tower of God, weak ass season 3 closed out its plot point of the Lopabia family. And it continued the plot point that it built up halfway through that season, and Bam possibly working with the Pobido family. So it's like you thought it was just like this amazing ride, and that's what we got from season 2. Proper build up. You pre-game. You drunk as a skunk. You even got a drink while you was there. Lied to the person, said you wasn't drunk. You was able to stand up on the thing. And then you come back like, yeah, bro, I want to ride this sober because it was just such an amazing experience. Now you're just looking like, is this? I didn't know we can have a little bit less depth than shonen. When I'm fitting the pieces together for season 2, I said, okay, I can see how everything fits together. From the build up to the foreshadowing for the next season to the downtime with the characters to the moments that's supposed to be impactful, feel impactful. This nigga Shay blew up a city. And said, I bet. What the fuck are we doing here? And that's why I said I didn't like that dreamscape bullshit. Because not only was it written from Shay's perspective again, and if it was a dream and none of it was real, we should have gotten more of how he feels about everything that took place in season 3. To show that the Shay that we knew from 1 and 2 was still there. But also, it would have worked better in regards to the Andrea conversation if 115 was written from Andrea's perspective We still get the dialogue from Shay, but it's written from Andrea's perspective, and Andrea sees that Shay is trying to shoulder that burden, and then ultimately realizes he can't really shoulder that burden with 161, would have hit a lot harder because we would have got both perspective. But no, we got Shay's again. But maybe it's just me, and I think it was just one of those things where because I'm a content creator, that I spend more time with Ordeal than majority of people. Yeah, I think you can attest to that. I'm at the head. Y'all take care. See you, fam. That's why I remember so much of the info, even if I ain't read the episode in a minute. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay hydrated. Appreciate you, Cliff. Be safe, fam. Because I had to search through this shit for proper context. Like, yeah, I know you had this superpower too. Oh, yeah. Woo woo. Dang, what? Yeah, I want to talk about Sabito and his situation. And then you pull a. Dang. What episode is that? And then your body moves on its own. 10. Where's the Jose fight? Wooty woo. Oh dang, what happened? Wooty 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 woo. I wonder what happened with Louis' death. And he just go to the page. Oh damn, what page was the first whatchamacallit? You go back to page 13. I know you got that superpower too, bro. I know you get it, bro. So I know when I come back. Exactly. It's a few examples on stream too. Exactly. Exactly. I know when I come back, Jay, I'm gonna start my reread. On the 4 series. Hold on, let's actually go back to the topic at hand. Okay, now next is Aura Man. My first encounter with the term conflict scaling. Hey man, that's what YouTubers do, man. We make shit up. All good. And with season 4 happening in Africa and only guarded by one god tier, I feel it's possible to have the conflict get scaled to an entire continent. It's supposed to, hopefully. If we're keeping the same pattern, then it should. Great points were made, especially on the distribution of fights based on terrain. Shout out Jay, man. It's time. The collab of a century is here. Shout out Kleps, man. Zavinci. Shout out Zavinci. Peak video, Nara. Tough collab, y'all. Hey, man. Shout out Jay, man. Tough collab, Jay. I still didn't get your opinion on this video, Jay. What you think of it? Is that God of War music in the background? I'm hella ready for the next season. Hey, man. It was meant to hype y'all up. It was the best use of conflict scaling, so I made sure the music reflected it with the hype. And nothing hypes you up more like that God of War main music. But yeah, so what you think about the editing and stuff in the video? Like you clearly seen the first product, I know you said you didn't know how I was gonna spice it up. You feel me? Hey man, I spiced it up. I did the visual thing too. You know what I'm saying? But hold on, let me go use the restroom real quick. Oh, you have yet to watch? You did the intro? Okay, man. Hey, you seen some of the animation, man? You seen some of the animation, man? That's all that matters, man. You seen a piece of it. I know it. I'm gonna stop hassling you. You'll let me know when you watch that motherfucker. But anyway, that's really all I got for this one. I wanted to talk about the video that, not video, the picture that Brent dropped. But I actually got. You like the two pictures on the screen? Am I tripping? But this having the conversation with me talking boo 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 bop, and then I'll freeze. You feel? That's the only picture that I don't have my mouth open. That's why it looks like that. That's the only picture I don't have my mouth open. So when we're playing off each other, I have both of us. When we deep into making our points, I have one of us. You feel me? Let me see. Because I got to talk about a couple of things. So just to make sure I stream again, because it's already 8:53 here. I'm pretty sure it's late for you too, Jay. I'm going because I want to talk about the teleporting. I got to talk about the teleporting stuff. I got to talk about the one that he dropped today. But I think I should probably say that just to give me some other things to talk about. I think Klep said he wanted to play that air battle game. Jay, I'll send it to the group chat. This is the game I was playing. That's my homie game right there, and I'll send it to Kleps. So in case y'all want to ever play it. So now, okay, so I'm gonna end the stream, of course, but I do want to make sure we set expectations for the next stream. Now, the bigger stream I want to do, I want to have at least like 4 people. See if I can get Dojo when he's available. We're then going to have hold on, Dio on there. Stream wise, for me and Jay, that's not happening right now. You feel me? But it happened before Ordeal come back. That's up to our schedules. That's up to our schedules. That's not something. The stream thing, cool. I'll be down to do something like that with Jay. No cap. But in regards to our schedules don't be lined up. When Jay's off of work, I'm either at work, or if it's the weekend, I'm probably asleep. And I don't wake up at humane times. By the time Jay's probably going to sleep is when I'm probably waking up. So I want to make sure we get some TikTok streamers or TikTok content creators for Ordeal on here. Because they do a lot for Ordeal in that space. You feel me? I don't want to deny the people who doing a lot of hard work for Ordeal. Like, I don't have the biggest platform, you feel me? But I think it'd be cool to gather a little quick coalition of Kimyos, you feel me? Maybe title the stream that, like the coalition of Kimyos. And then talk some Ordeal with the people over there on TikTok. Cause I really want to pick their brains. I really want to see how and why they are coming from, or where they are coming from, and why they are coming from that way. I kind of like seeing how people think. So I'm gonna start working on getting that together while I'm out of town, and then before that stream, if I'm able to do that, I am going to make sure we come back and I'm gonna have a solo stream where we talk about the teleportation images, the upgrade and environmental shots from Ordeal, and the newest image that Brent dropped, and any other image that I missed. Because that last time I did that shit took 6 hours. And it's 8:57. I ain't gonna be here for 6 hours. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I think we only streamed for a little bit today. I think we only streamed for like 3 hours, 4 hours today, which is pretty good. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and go to the ending screen. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the stream. Hold on, we gotta play the outro. Okay, we gotta play the outro. It won't be right. I do hope y'all enjoy these streams as well, because the streams are actually helping me scripting wise, you know what I'm saying, freehand videos and stuff like that, which means the videos don't take long to come out. So the more streams I do, the more practice I get in.
Damn, AJ, you mixed this?
Alright, so we gonna, you know what I'm saying, play the intro. And once the intro over, we gonna end the stream.
Captain of the vessel, I'm the one that's got a seal. My energy can't move like I got shackles on my feet. Yes, I heard the news, they speaking on me, I can't hear it. Don't get it confused, you cannot choose who be still. Stay up in my lane, too.
Well, I'm about to start singing on y'all ass. Up in pipes, not the chain. Life is not a game, it could be worse, I can't complain. Feel like Peter Parker, but we all are Mary Jane. Bro. I definitely hope y'all enjoyed the things I touched on. I tried to go to the comments. We did the hot takes. We did the comments. We didn't get to the picture because it's getting kind of late and I gotta start prepping for tomorrow.
You can't see the good about you, now you crying in the rain. Captain of the vessel, I'm the one that's got a secret. My energy can't move like I got shackles on my spirit. Yes, I heard the news, they speaking on me, I can't hear it. Don't get it confused, you cannot choose, you gon' be cheering. Stay up in my lane, through a cuss not on the main. They all get a stain, up in pipe and snatching chains. Life is not a game, it could be worse, I can't complain.
Feel like Peter Parker, baby, I'm Mary Jane. Bro. Definitely gotta finish washing clothes. You know we just play the win, something life made you bend. You find out you're not returning. And if y'all don't know, this Vice Commander, same person who made the same co-creator of the game we was playing earlier, is the same person who played the intro. Bitch up on the fragrance, nothing like my fragrance. I saw on the pavement. Bitch, you said Jason, I'm half amazing. I get you like Jason, know this for like Cayman. We fly like ravens, many bitches fly like us for on pavement. You know we start down on the phone,
Captain of the vessel, I'm the one that's got a secret. My
energy can't move, I got shackles on my spirit. Yes, I heard the news, they're thinking on me, I can't hear it. Don't get it confused, you cannot do, you gon' be cheering. Stay up in my lane, do the cuss on the man. Yeah, it's the same, that my life is change. Life is not a game, it could be worse, I can't complain. Feel like Peter Parker, but I'm a Mary Jane. My energy can't move, I got shackles on my spirit. Yes, I heard the news, they're thinking on me, I can't hear it. Don't get it confused, you cannot do, you gon' be cheering. Stay up in my lane, do the cuss not on the main. Yeah, hit the stain, up my life is not change. Life is not a game, it could be worse, I can't complain. Feel like Peter Parker, but I'm a Mary Jane. My one's crazy.
We don't do no basic. If you don't basic, keep quiet, don't say shit. Bitch,
I'm on my fragrance, my fragrance.